Hello, and welcome to my ESL 42 hybrid students. We are working in our vocabulary book now, and I would like you to have your book open in front of you for this lecture. Open to chapter 2, page 12. I was very pleased with the results of our very first video lectures, and I'm hoping our future lectures will go well too. If there's anything I can do to make these lectures better for you, I hope that you'll let me know during our class time or via email. Okay, as we did on our first chapter, we will continue throughout the textbook. I will follow the same process I did before. I expect you to pronounce the words after I pronounce them. We will be reading out loud in class, and I'll expect you to have some idea of the pronunciation. So please, repeat the words back after me when I complete these so that you'll be practiced and ready to go for our classes. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to begin now. On page 12, I'm looking at vocabulary word number 1, and I would like you to repeat this word after me. Word number 1 is a noun. It is acclaim. Acclaim. And here are the example sentences. Any subway system that is clean, quiet, and safe deserves acclaim. And the second example. Although Vincent van Gogh's paintings are now worth millions of dollars, the artist received little acclaim in his lifetime and died in poverty. So what do you suppose the word acclaim means? Go ahead and write your answer in there now. The second word, together please, is adjacent. Go ahead and repeat that word, adjacent. Okay, the example sentences are as follows. Read along with me, please. Because their desks are adjacent, Jeff and Kelly often exchange looks and comments. And the second example. If you keep your dishes in a cupboard that's adjacent to the dishwasher, you won't have to walk too far when putting away the clean dishes. So what do you suppose adjacent means from those sentences? Word number 3. Repeat after me. Illicit. Illicit. Example number 1. The movie star's violet eyes always elicit admiration and wonder. And the second example. The basketball player's three-point shot to win the game in its final seconds elicited a roar of delight from the excited fans. So what do you suppose illicit means? Write your answer there. 4. The word is engross. Repeat after me. Engross. First example. The suspenseful TV movie so engrossed Brian that he didn't even budge when he was called to dinner. Budge means move. And the second example. The fascinating single-file march of black ants along the sidewalk engrossed me for several minutes. Based on those examples, what do you think engross means? Mark your answer now. Our next word, the fifth word in chapter number 2, page 12, is escalate. Again, that word is pronounced escalate. Perhaps you've heard in a store they have an escalator. Think about what an escalator does. That will help you with a clue to the meaning of this word. Let's look at some examples. The fight between the two hockey players escalated into an all-out battle among members of both teams. And the second example. We need to escalate our fundraising efforts, the theater manager said. Otherwise, the company won't survive. Okay, so what do you suppose escalate means? Think about an escalator. The sixth word in chapter number 2, please repeat after me, is exploit. Exploit. And here are the example sentences. At the turn of the century means the beginning of the century. At the turn of the century, factory owners exploited children by making them work in terrible conditions for as many as 18 hours a day. And the second example. Although Ricky is the English teacher's son, he refuses to exploit his status. He works as hard as anyone else in the class. Okay. Given those examples, what do you suppose exploit means? Go ahead and write your answer down there. Now we're moving to the top of page 13 in your textbook, and the seventh word in the chapter, repeat after me, is methodical. And of course, this word is based on method. Method means way. Methodical. All right, listen to the examples. A methodical way to store spices is to shelve them in alphabetical order. And the second example. Juanita is so methodical about her diet that she classifies foods in each meal into different nutritional categories. So based on those examples, what do you suppose methodical means? Go ahead and write your letter answer there. All right, our eighth word, everyone together, is obsolete. Repeat again, obsolete. And here are the examples. Cell phones are so common now that they have made pagers almost obsolete. And the second example. In the United States, the automobile quickly made travel by horse and carriage obsolete. So based on those examples, what do you think obsolete means? Go ahead and write your answer. Our ninth word, everyone together, is pronounced tangible. Tangible. And here are the example sentences. 1. The sculptor loved making her ideas tangible by giving them form in metal and stone. And the second example. Corn chip crumbs, empty soda bottles, and dirty napkins were tangible evidence that the party had taken place the night before. So, given that information, what do you think tangible means? And our last word in the second chapter, everyone together repeat after me, terminate. Again, terminate. In this one you have a clue because, well, if you ever watched the movie Terminator, why did they call him the Terminator? Well, let's see some examples if you can figure that out. The first example. As the clock's hands inched towards 3 o'clock, the students waited impatiently for the bell to terminate the last class before spring vacation. And the second example. The referee should have terminated the boxing match when he first saw the weaker fighter losing his ability to defend himself. Okay, so now what do you suppose terminate means? All right. Next, I'm going to ask you to complete the matching words with definitions at the bottom of page 13. And of course, you know from the homework assignment, I also want you to do sentence check 1 and check your answers in the answer key in the back of the book. You do not have to do sentence check 2 and final check, but of course you do have some online work to do for this week in vocabulary, and that is here. I'll show you. If you look at our Blackboard site, you will find under web links, and I showed you this in class so you'll remember, the Townsend Press online learning system. And then, of course, you're going to sign in to your particular, I had the teacher's version up there, so you'll have to do your own. But you know how to sign in, and then you'll do each of those exercises listed there on the Blackboard site. And I reduced the number that you have to do a little bit, so when you click into the Townsend site and log in with your ESL 42 sign in, you'll see the options that are available for you there. But I'm going to ask you to do some definitions and then take some mastery tests, which will help you prepare for our vocabulary tests coming up. As always, while you're doing your homework, make any notes about words that you might not have understood, that you'd like me to clarify more, and I'll be happy to do that in our class next week. So I will go ahead and post this vocabulary video again for Chapter 2, pages 12, 13, and then of course as part of your homework I'm asking you to do sentence check 1 and check your answers. That's all for our video lecture for the vocabulary Chapter 2, and I hope you have good luck with that homework assignment. Thank you.